Alrighty, and let's see what we have. Um, well, we have Gargadon, Blood Moon, and a way to cast Restore Balance, so it looks like a keep. Only thing we're missing is some border posts. But we don't exactly need them. Okay, well that's great. Here I might just get out Blood Moon. I can get Plains. Since we have a black source, I think that makes sense. Not sure how good Blood Moon is going to be against Blood Crypt deck, but might as well get it out fast since our hand can support it. Oh, okay, well, looks like Blood Moon's going to be great against Living End a lot of the time for sure. So this game's looking excellent. Should be able to just restore balance, win the game at any point, essentially. Forest. Forest would be the scariest thing. But there is no forest. Like a forest and an end of turn violent outburst could just kill us in one hit. So let's read the bones. Don't need the demonic dread. The anguished unmaking doesn't do a lot, so I think I'll just bottom it. Alright, Nahiri. It's gonna be nice. Looks like a Fulminator. So here I could restore balance to the force and sack 3 lands, give him basically nothing with Gargadon ticking down, or I could cast Nahiri. Both seem very good. I think I can just play Nahiri here because there's not really any threat next turn. The Fulminator being in play is actually great for us because it turns on Demonic Dread, and we can't cast Outburst because we don't have a green source. Alright, so now we're gonna go for a win here. Sack that. Sack that. And sack that. So, yeah. We have Gargadon and Emrakul coming versus our opponents. Nothing. Seems good. Slaughter games might be a little too slow in this matchup, actually. But there are other cards that are probably worse. Blood Moon seems reasonable, although not fantastic. Leyline isn't going to really do much, if anything at all. Ricochet Trap, same. Ajani is going to be a little slow and basically do nothing. Pulse could do things after Living End has resolved, but not really before then. Angular Gods probably isn't so good. So basically, maybe just cut a Slaughter Games, since I think we want to read the bones. Probably want Slaughter Games more on the play, but we can still try out 3 Slaughter Games, I guess, since it should be pretty much game winning if it resolves. And we can ramp into it with Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. So this hand is kind of all in on Slaughter Games. I think we're gonna keep it though. I can suspend Restore Balance, but that'll be a little bit slow. I could also, let's see, I could also suspend Gargadon right now. That doesn't really accomplish much. Yeah, this hand definitely isn't great. It kind of gets great if I draw any Cascade spell, though. I think I'm just gonna get a Plains and cast Restore Balance. Or suspend Restore Balance. It is a little awkward since we can't suspend Gargadon next turn unless we crack our Marsh Flats. But we can just do that if we feel the need to. Still don't really feel the need to. Can just suspend them next turn. So our opponent doing no cycling is good. I mean, can't complain about that against Living End. Swamp cycling. Eternals Masters drafts are over, friend. Alright, so Blood Moon is not looking so great. Simian Spirit Guide would be fantastic to draw. Since we could just slaughter games, and our opponent, if they wanted to cast Living End, they would get a Twisting Abomination, which isn't very much. The question is, are we going to die? Are we going to die if we don't draw a Cascade spell before this Restore Balance comes off? And the answer is probably yes. If our opponent... Well, our opponent did nothing again, which is good. So the Slaughter Games plus Nahiri at this point is looking like enough to survive until that Restore Balance comes down. Okay. That is not that threatening. Okay. Let's just go ahead and win. Living End. Our opponent had 2 in hand, which kind of explained what was happening. So they can't even cast a bunch of creatures, which makes this pretty much the biggest blowout in history. Our opponent's deck is fairly terrible at this point. Okay. So we'll do that. And Nahiri. And there we go. The reason I'm plussing is because we already have an answer for the Simian Spirit Guide, so -2ing does not really do that much with this Restore Balance coming in 2 turns. And yeah, that was pretty much a slaughter.